Okay guys, just got here to Pisgah National Forest and looking for a trailhead to park at so I can start my hiking, and come up and saw a waterfall. It's going to be just ahead of here. I had to come back and find a place to park, but thought I would check it out, show y'all. It was beautiful and just passing, so I can imagine it's going to be that much better when I get up to it. So just a short little hike up and we'll get to see something pretty cool. Alright, back to you. Alright, this is what they call Sliding Rock Fall. Oh, that's pretty cool. Now, this is just a observation area. See here, got some stairs we can go down, and we'll get to look at this up close. Has quite a few people, so I'm trying not to film other people, so I may have to stop periodically. Of course, I'll just put it all together when it goes in the video, but wow, this is really cool. Wow, this is just gorgeous. Light's kind of messing it up there. Yeah, I guess we can go down further. Looks like we can go all the way through the bottom. Got some people sitting out down here, so yeah, this is a lot different than you worried. There's a lot of people out here, but I can see why. Rory doesn't have any of this stuff. Alright, pause for a moment. Wow, this place is really cool. Gotta make sure we could have brought my baby suit. Yeah, maybe I'll find another spot in the river and get in. I'm sure I will. Alright, so walking back to the car. This is just kind of first glimpse at what I saw when I was coming down the road. And like I said, still got to get to a trailhead so I can get the pack on and start hiking, but there was no way I was going to pass up and get to see a waterfall. So yeah, absolutely gorgeous places. Pretty well traveled today, so yeah, I was going to do a lot more filming down by the waterfall, or it would have been nice to anyway, but there's a lot of people down there, so sure they don't want to be here on YouTube with me. So alright, well, I'm going to get back in the car so I can get to my trailhead destination and get in the woods. See you when we start. Alright guys, getting ready to start the hike here. Got the pack on, tripod, everything's ready to go. Bright, clear, sunny day. This is the beginning of the trail that I'm going to be taking. It's called the Buckhorn Gap, but as you can see, someone so lovingly decided to change the lettering. But that's dumb people for you. But I think this is going to be one awesome time. I'm so excited to get out here and get in the woods. Makes life better. And I hope y'all enjoy the trip with me. Should be a fun couple of days. I'm hoping to be able to stay the entire time. I have a family member who isn't feeling well and had to go to the hospital. So if I get a call, I may have to cut this trip short. But, you know, it is what it is. When family is needed, you answer the call. So I got no problems with that. But in the meantime, I'm gonna come out and enjoy my day. Looks like the trails are really well maintained and easy to travel, but I'm also just starting out at the top of a mountain and then it heads down, so the reverse trip will be probably a little more challenging. What do you think? Especially after being out in the way for a while. Yes, we will be looking for that as we travel. Orange blazes lets us know we're still going the right way. But I tell you, that waterfall earlier was really cool. Hopefully I can get down to see some more stuff like that. Definitely going to start finding there's some streams along this trail. Dip my feet into, do a little fishing, you know, whatever comes up. Who knows? I may just sit around and when I find a location that I really like and just hang out there. Set up the hammock and relax, you know. Who knows? That's the joy of being in the outdoors. You can constantly be doing something or nothing. Either one is cool. Alright, so let me get some distance going and I'll get back to you in a little bit. Okay, so I realized a little while ago I forgot to mention a couple of things in my loadout video. One of them being I took the wool blanket out of the Czech Army sleeping bag that I have, because it just buttons in along with that nylon blanket or whatever that's in it. And so I realized, hey, I'm going to be in the mountains. Yeah, it may be hot during the day, but in the evening it gets a little chilly. So pack that so I can wrap up in it when I'm in the hammock. And of course, for personal security, the trusty Springfield XD and 40 caliber. Got to go shooting while I was up in Pennsylvania visiting some relatives not long ago. Actually, just a couple days ago. And man, I've had this thing for like 6 years and it just shoots phenomenal. I highly recommend this to anyone who likes to shoot. So I have a review coming up on that. I think I saved the targets from it so I can show a little accuracy ratings on it, or capabilities I should say. Just want to get a few more in, take it out a couple more times, because you know, in the past I wasn't doing this channel, so I never felt a need to keep the targets for any length of time other than getting home and kind of evaluating how I did and what I need to correct. So hopefully soon. Just gotta, you know me, anytime I get a chance to go out and shoot, I'm gonna do it. So I'll start keeping more of the targets so I can show y'all how it does. Look at this scenery. Yeah, this is a bit of a cliff right here. I don't know if you can tell or hear from your computer or phone, but there's a stream right down here. That's a cool sound. I grew up at the beach, so I definitely love the sound of the ocean, probably more than anything, but the sound of a stream, that's so peaceful and relaxing to listen to. So as I get to some stream crossings, because I believe there's supposed to be multiple ones on this trail, well, speak of the devil. This is a small one. So you can see, not real deep. Good thing I got waterproof shoes. And I will always recommend to anyone that did a review on these shoes. These things have been outstanding. But if you're going to get hiking shoes, go ahead and spend a few extra dollars and get the waterproof. It will pay for itself in dividends with much happier feet. So nobody likes walking with hurting feet. So, alright, well, let me do some hiking, a little more enjoyment of the peace and quiet, aside from me yammering. So, yeah, see some footprints out here, and there was a couple cars parked where I was. So I may see some other people. But driving up the mountain, there's these spots where you can just park your car and camp right beside it. And there was a lot of those as I was heading up the mountain. So that's pretty cool. Almost look like little homeless villages though. It's pretty funny. But you could tell those people that use their equipment a lot, because most of them look pretty well used. Which is cool though. Shows you that the stuff they got lasts. Alright. Enough of me jabbering. Oh, this is nice. It's a good breeze out today. Of course I'm going to keep talking, even though I acted like I was just getting ready to quit. That's just how I roll. Yeah, I think it's only supposed to get up to like the mid-80s today, so not hot at all. Well, definitely by my standards. I'm extremely heat tolerant, so that doesn't really bother me. But in the evenings, I'm supposed to get down to, I think, the mid-60s. So that'll be a little bit chilly. That's okay. When you have the right gear and the right equipment, temperature doesn't matter as much. And the beauty of this place. Plenty of muddy areas. It's good for the shoes though, right? And everything else that you have. Isn't that what everybody says? Mirror makes your gear, mud makes your gear better. Maybe not. All right. Let's get to it. Alright, so hopefully you can hear what I'm hearing. You can see down there, a small waterfall. I think I may have to try to find my way down there. Like it might be a nice place to sit and relax. Ooh. Looks like there's a trail down to it. Alright, let me cut this off. I gotta do a little bit of climbing down. Not bad, but I'll need my hand. Alright, this is the area I was just filming from above. I got down here. It is pretty wet, so it was very slippery. I'm glad I stopped filming. I busted my butt a couple times. But wow, look at this. This is gorgeous. Man. Let's see. Whoop. Very, very slippery around here. Oh, awesome. Alright. Thought I'd give you a chance to see what I see. Alright, so kind of guessing that water, drinking water at that, is not going to be an issue on this trip. Which is cool. That's why I bring a water filter. Also can make fire and boil it, but either way. And this water, oh, cold. So it's time to refill. Well, that's going to be refreshing. Alright. More hiking. Alright, so this is the way I just was coming down. And walk up to this. Which is pretty neat. But even cooler, try to walk and film at the same time on logs. As you can see, the stream has split. It's going both sides. It is so beautiful out here today. It is pretty humid though. Not real hot, but man, the air is thick. So, sweating a good deal. And well, the trail description was moderate, which it's not like it's really elevated or you got steep climbs or anything. Everything is so slick and lumpy that that's the only thing that's making this challenging at all, because I've slipped quite a few times already. That's okay. It's fun. Oh wow, look, that little bridge. This place is just pretty awesome. Little trail marker. Somebody trying to be funny and carve their own. Over here, some stuff. Looks like maybe a campsite of some sort. Well, I guess that's what it were. Pretty cool. Everybody's got the stumps for stools. Stump stools. Some big trees. Wow. How cool. Alright, well, let me go back towards the orange blazes and get on the trail I chose. You could just see that from the intersection there, so I think good job of marking the trails here. That's very handy. A little better than the Sumter National Forest hike that I did where I lost the trail for a couple of hours because some of the trail markings were burnt off the trees. It's difficult to walk on trees and film at the same time. And maybe not the smartest thing, but oh well. I did it. And I lived. Alright. Just showing you more of the sights. I guess we gotta go this way. Now this is a set of stairs. And maybe you can or can't tell on camera. Camera usually throws off the change in elevation. That's pretty steep. But gets you where you want to go, right? Who cares if there's some work involved? I see, it's kind of part of like. Anyway, I can challenge myself. I like to. Yeah, looking through the viewfinder, boy. Sure doesn't look like it feels. Now, if you haven't ever been out here, I'm sure you can tell from my comments so far, this place is awesome. Gorgeous scenery, sound of water everywhere. Haven't seen any signs of wildlife though, which this is bear country, just black bear, but yeah, black bear can kill you just as easy as a big bear. At the grizzlies and stuff, but haven't seen any deer tracks or tracks of any other animal for that matter. But maybe as it gets a little later in the day. But this is frequently used. I've only passed 2 people so far, but you can just tell by the way they're worn, the way everything's maintained. And when I went to Sumter National Forest, I was walking through areas. That's a lot of roots. And road. Huh. Interesting. What was I saying? Oh. Yeah, the parts I was going to in Sumter National Forest, it was, little run downhill. Orange Blaze Trail. Wow, keep getting off track. The place I was at Sumter were so infrequently traveled, you could tell that because the weeds in the middle of the trail were taller than me. Oh look, all the little butterflies and bees playing in the poop of what I don't know. Guess I can walk along here, but I'm gonna have to put the camera down because if I fall, well, I won't get the camera wet, but it's not waterproof. Now, if I would have taken this trail as opposed to this one, would not have dunked my feet in the river or the stream. Because guess what, people? In case you didn't know, rocks are a whole lot more slippery when they're wet. So I tried to go across the trail of rocks. Water was going over, and they got a little wobbly. Then you try to catch your balance on another rock. It's wobbly and slippery, hence the wet feet. I don't care. Because obviously a shoe is only waterproof as high as the shoe goes. Something I've experienced myself, and of course Baby Glock as well. Just a lot more entertaining when she did. Alrighty. Wish they could be out here today. I think Baby Glock would be having a blast right about now, but she's away on a trip to see her grandparents for a while, for a week. So I know she's having fun there. Alrighty. Another stream crossing or bridge. Maybe the bridge would be a better idea than more wet feet. Whoa. As I said before, everything around here is very lumpy and wet. And let's just say those logs were quite bendy. Actually was starting to think one of them might give a little too much. But it held up. So, just walking along, this is what I see. I'm having a thought, which is rare. Whoa. That was a big spider on my leg. This may be a good spot to camp. Why do you say that, Tactical Nut? Because it's already a campsite. Let's see how this... And it's right by the water, which is really cool. I already got a fire pit. And I diverted from the trail that I was on. Simply because I'm hiking along and I see one that I'm now currently on. It's called Twin Falls. Figured, hey, it's going uphill. Maybe there's some waterfalls. I'm pretty sure this is not the namesake of the trail. That's pretty cool nonetheless. Alright. We'll keep this in mind. Maybe make it back here a little bit later. Now this is what I'm talking about. That's where I'm headed. You can hear the water. It's a little trail right here. Well, let's stick to the big one for now. Some work will be required to ride this ride. Once again, I'm sure you can't tell how steep this is off camera or on the computer screen. But, well, okay. Just there we go. All right. Wow, this is gonna be awesome. Yeah. All right. Slippery. All right. Wow. How cool is that? Yes, I'm holding onto a tree. It's such a steep downgrade right there. Yeah. All right, let's get closer. All right, get closer. This is where the truck kind of runs out, but I am going to hop across these rocks, and looks like a little bit more of a trail right there. See if I can get a little closer. See if I can not fall in. Oh. Alright. Let me close the camera. Alright, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. This is just amazing. And you can't see this. Well, you kind of can't see it from sitting at home because you're watching me do it. But, man, you just don't get the beauty, the feeling that you do when you're standing here this close and seeing it for yourself. Man, this is what being in outdoors is all about. And see if I can get up here without breaking my neck. All right. Whew. Look at that. I could jump in it. All right. If you come out here, you can see this too. Look how high it goes. That is crazy. That's awesome. Thank God knew what he was doing when he made this place, didn't he? Whew. This is gorgeous. Alright guys, I came back to that campsite that I found earlier. It's got a couple trees that are close enough that I should be able to hang my hammock. And as you can tell, it's getting a little darker. It's not too bad yet, but it's like 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock right now. So might as well go ahead and start making camp. I got some couple noodles over here cooking. I'm gonna start gathering some firewood. I think I just might kick back and hang out for a little while. After I get it all set up, I'll get back to you and show you what's going on. Alright? Alright guys, got done eating. Obviously got the hammocks set up. Got a bunch of firewood cut up and ready to go for the night. Bag hanging in the tree. Finding wood around here has been a little bit of a challenge because most everything is really wet, and so some stuff I had to cut up and shave down or split open to get to the dry stuff, and then some stuff I was lucky to find it just about as dry as I'm going to find. It's not really much around here dead that's worth using, but I didn't really want to cut anything. So luckily I have a bunch of different methods of starting fires, and so I should be able to get enough heat going that whatever's, you know, decently damp that's left I can deal with, but or at least get it to dry out. If I need to split more, I'll just split more, but for the time being, I think I'm just going to sit back in the hammock and relax for a little bit and enjoy this awesome, peaceful day out here in the Pisgah National Forest. So if you haven't been here, I'm telling you, you're really going to want to come. It's a beautiful place to be. Get back to you in a little while. Alright guys, it's getting a little bit later. I've been processing this wood for a while now. It's everything's soaking wet out here. So what I can find, I'm having to cut up, split, shave, whatever I got to do. I've had to go a lot of different places, cover a good distance just to find anything. So kind of what I'm going to do is get it started. I got some smaller dry stuff here, and then as that's burning, hopefully it's going to start drying out this stuff over there. I had to cut off all the dry outer bark. These seem mostly dry, so hopefully it'll work pretty well. So we'll see. I am using one of these little Weber charcoal starter cubes. These things work incredibly well in other situations, so I don't see why it shouldn't here. See, light's easy, you know? This has been a beautiful day. I will say that. The weather's been awesome. I mean, it was humid, but I'm okay with that. Waterfalls are beautiful. I'm right by a stream, so I get to sleep to the sound of that. It's gonna be really awesome. So it's a little difficult getting this fire started or keeping a fire going. I'm okay with that. Makes all the rest of it makes it worth it. So. Timed this one time, how long this little cube would burn. And on my grill, I think it was like 5 minutes maybe. But for some reason it doesn't look like it's going to be the same today. Got more stuff. Yeah, that little cube's already burned out. That was quick. I did my house. They had a decent flame for a good length of time. Alright, so. Take off these slightly larger sticks. I was hoping that since that thing burned so well before, I wouldn't have to start with teeny tiny twigs, but I don't think I'm going to have a choice. That's okay. Because, well, might just go ahead and start out with the cotton ball smothered in Vaseline. Those things are ridiculously good. Which is why you always, or why it can be so important to bring multiple ways of starting fires. Just have one method and get there and find out that method doesn't work. set it up a little better first. But again, I can't always go use my brain now, can I? That could be dangerous. Yeah, there we go. Oh, reliable. Yeah, so I guess it rained not long ago, or yesterday. Because trails are pretty muddy in a lot of areas. And like I said, everything is soaking wet. But it's dry today, it's not supposed to rain tomorrow. But also in this part of the mountains, it's you never know. It can happen anytime. Alright, so as you can see, this is starting to work pretty well. I'm gonna nurse this a little bit. I need to save a lot of camera time for next little bit. So anything cool happens tonight or a little bit later, I'll catch you up. It's taking some work, a lot of work. This wood has just been wet and not wanting to go, but I only got something going. Oh yeah. Now this is what I call an end to an awesome day. Hanging here in the hammock, staring at the fire. Got the alcohol carrot. Hellion 2020 and the Peregrine that I would have been using to process all the wood. Pack hanging out on the tree. This is nice. Peaceful, nothing but the sound of the river and the tunes on my headphones. Luckily I was smart enough to bring the iPod with me this time because yeah, I forgot the book again. So I was planning on being able to hang out and read and just take it easy by the fire and stuff. And yeah, I forgot the book. I think every time I come, I always plan on reading, and I always forget the book. One day, right? Alright, well, it's going to be getting dark soon. It's almost 8 o'clock. Light's starting to fade. Actually, it looks really bright on the camera. Huh. Let's see out that way. Yeah. Wow. And yeah. Almost 8 o'clock, but usually it gets dark a lot faster. Or darker. It's darker here than it looks like on the camera for some reason. But alright. Got one more battery to use on the camera, and I got another SD card I can use. This has a 16 gig internal memory, so that'll give me a decent amount of filming tomorrow. And that's it. Signing off for the evening. See you in the morning. Well, maybe not. Alright guys, it's morning time. It's getting close to 7 o'clock. Been hiking for 20-30 minutes already. Heading back to the car. Missed a tactical nut call last night. Her niece that's in the hospital, sounds like it's well, not really serious, but she's actually going to be there for a few days. So looks like me and her will be going to go see them, help take care of the family. Kind of stinks that my 3-day trip turned into a 1-day trip, but family comes first, you know. Life happens, and you go and assist the ones you love, and it's how family sticks together. It's what family does for each other. It's been a great time though, even if it was just for a day and a night. Got to sleep under the stars by a stream that has a nice waterfall to it, so the sound was awesome all night. Although it did get really cold. I was expecting about the mid-60s, and my phone. Ooh, look, we got the downhill stairs now. Like I said before, you can't really tell on camera how steep these are. Maybe you can tell by my accents how big the steps down are. But the yes, did get really cold. The wool blanket I had did okay. I ended up wrapping myself almost like in a little cocoon with it, because anything that was sticking out started getting real cold real fast. So I basically just had to put it even over my head, and I mostly just dozed on and off. I didn't really sleep much. That's no big deal. I don't sleep a whole lot. Anyway, never been a great sleeper. But yeah, you've got to come check this place out if you hadn't ever been here before. It is so worth the trip. I gotta film and talk here and go along this bridge. So but you see where I'm going, so I can see where I'm going. These things are just cool. I love these bridges like this. The handrail. Another view of the stream. I don't think any of these have been deep enough to really fish. And besides upstream of this is that big waterfall I showed yesterday. And I stood by the stream for a while just to see if you could see any fish. Never saw anything. Today my plan was to explore in a different part of the forest and on some different trails and find a good spot to kick back and try some fishing, but I guess that'll be the next trip. So, alright, well, let me get moving. I've got several hours to drive to get home, and then at least 6 more to get to the next destination. So another long day in the car. And that's alright. Get to see baby Glock and the rest of the family again, and that'll be cool. Alright, get back to you in a little bit. I don't know what it is about this, but it just seems to, this looks really cool, at least in person. I guess if you wanted to meander down the stream that way, go play in the water, fill up a water bottle, little access there. And around it, nice lumpy roots to climb through. Yesterday I slid quite a few times getting up this because everything was so wet. Everything still kind of is. Whoop, almost lost it on that one. But one thing that's I've already walked through, God, at least 50 spider webs. There's one reason when me and baby Glock go hiking, most of the time I walk in the lead, especially in the morning, or if you can tell people haven't been on that trail in a long time, because the spider webs don't bother me, but they annoy baby Glock quite a bit, so I'll take that hit for her. And that's okay. Bye. Alrighty, just thought I would share that interesting little spot on the trail. Do cross a lot of streams. As you can see, this part not too deep, but a lot are deeper, and almost all of them have 2 ways, which is kind of interesting. This is also a horse trail, so every stream crossing, I figured out later on, has two spots to cross. One with a little bridge, one without. Unless it's real shallow. So I probably could have saved my feet yesterday from taking the dunk. Had I known that ahead of time. But feet are dry now. Shoes are dry, mostly. You know, obviously being in a forest, you're not getting a whole lot of direct sunlight to dry stuff out, so I tried to put some stuff by the campfire last night. If you like the streams, this whole trail is pretty much along this stream. And like I said, that waterfall at the end, well, I diverted to a different trail, the Twin Falls Trail, and that was absolutely gorgeous. I got as close as I could, which was about 30 yards closer than where I was filming from. I didn't want the camera getting all wet from the spray. I was tempted to even get in a little bit, but I didn't bring a bathing suit. I was only going to be here for 3 days, so I brought a couple of shirts, but only one pair of shorts for hiking and one for sleeping. So, another thing to note for myself at this time of year, bring at least the long johns to sleep in. That would have made a world of difference. Maybe a toboggan to keep on my head, keep it warm. Probably would have been perfectly comfortable at that point, but I haven't camped out in the mountains like this. Well, definitely not in a hammock. We came up here to DuPont State Forest a while back, but it was still cold outside then. I mean, we were dressing, you know, in jackets and all that kind of stuff, so expected to be cold then, but I haven't done a summer camping in the mountains in a long time. So, a relearning, if you will. Alright. Let's keep walking. Alright guys, finally back at the car. Looks like it's time to start driving back home. Got several hours ahead of me, so kind of need to get on the road. Probably going to stop and get some breakfast somewhere. Getting pretty hungry already. But had a great time. I'll probably film a little bit at the ranger station on the way out, or at least one of the ranger stations, to kind of end the video. But other than that, hope you've enjoyed what I've done so far. You know, got the car loaded up, ready to go. And in case you've been wondering, I haven't done my review on it yet, which I'm going to do soon. As I said earlier before, if you don't have one, I highly recommend it. Springfield XD, awesome firearm. Didn't need to use it today or yesterday, which is good. I did hear a shot in the middle of the night, which kind of gets you thinking that, what was that shot for? Was it to scare away an animal? More than likely. Which way did the animal go afterwards? Is it coming towards me? Something you have to think about when you're outside, especially in bear country. You know, just got to keep on your toes and know what you're doing. Until then, see you in a little bit. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of the video. This is the Pisgah Ranger Station where I started off at. They have a pretty nice little visitor center here. Back there, they're closed now. Restrooms, gift shop, all that kind of stuff. Ranger Station. Just kind of give you a brief look at the map of the area. As you can see, it's a rather large forest. This is obviously where we're at, this little red dot. But where I went is right up here. Well, that way. It's about a 9-mile trail. It's like 8.8, 9 miles, something like that. And then I took the other trail from there in order to see the waterfalls. But you have to kind of drive up a mountain. It's a one-lane gravel road with a bunch of one-lane bridges on the way there, which, I mean, was cool because I was the only one on the road most of the time. I only passed one car yesterday going up and 1 car coming down this morning. So now I am hungry. I'm gonna go in town, stop at a McDonald's, get me a biscuit and some coffee, and head home. And as I said before, really hoped you enjoyed the walk with me. Wish it could have been longer, but duty calls, right? It really is a nice place. We'll be back for sure. And as always, be prepared and have fun.